Dang, y'all. All I need is an Adidas tracksuit and a bottle of vodka. And we got us a big bore AK here, 12 gauge. Let's have a little bit of fun. Why don't we? All right. Ha ha! Woo, doggies. All right, look at that mag. Blew the base off the mag. Oh well. Welcome back, everybody. This is Eric here with Iraq Veteran 8888. Today we're going to be checking out the Kalashnikov USA KS 12. It's essentially a US produced Sega 12. Really interesting. I'd like to thank our friends at Gun Zone Deals for providing this particular example for us to check out today. We're going to be putting it through its paces. I'd like to consider maybe myself a little bit, I don't want to use the word expert in any serious fashion here, but I definitely am an enthusiast of the Sega 12 shotgun. And you know, back when those guns first started coming in, you could pick them up for about 300 bucks. And those were the good old days. And of course, all the 922R conversion work and everything that Ray and I have done on hundreds of them. Practically. They are not without their quirks, and I know that the Sega 12 has gotten a very bad rap as a result, you know, from a lot of people, because you end up with vodka ports, what we call vodka guns. I'll explain that in comparison to the older Sega 12, but I checked this gun out and pulled the gas regulator off of there, checked it out. It's a good solid 4-port gun, no obscurity on the gas block. I mean, these US made KS12s are holding up really good. They're looking real nice, really good fit and finish on them, and with a little bit better features that American shooters can certainly appreciate a good bit more over the Russian counterparts. You know, the way that the guns came in the country originally in a more of a sporting configuration, you have to do a heck of a lot to them to get them to this point, okay? You do have an adjustable stock mechanism. Multiple positions there. You've got multiple QD points through and throughout on the gun, which is nice. Plenty of QD points, actually. You've got a tri-rail on the front, so you got plenty of Picatinny rail space up on the fore end. Your muzzle devices and all your accessories are compatible with Sega 12 accessories. Okay, so any of your older TAC 47s or any of those types of parts, different fore ends, you know, billet fore ends, stocks, folding mechanisms, all of that type of stuff, completely compatible with these guns. The original guns definitely had some issues with the primarily the gas system. So a lot of people that can't get their Sega 12 to run reliably, it's usually because the gas block obscures the gas ports. I know that's strange, but I've pulled ones apart before that have 1 port, 2 ports, 3 ports, 5 ports, 4 ports. I mean, I've seen multiple ports drilled way too small, way too large. I've seen 1 big port. I've seen no ports. I've pulled Sega 12 shotguns apart and pulled the manifold off, the gas block, and there's no gas ports. So people are surprised when they don't run, but if you haven't dealt with enough of them, you don't understand that these things have to be set up just right. Now, the KS12, getting back to this, is definitely set up pretty well. So let's run it some more. That was some Federal number 4 Buckshot. This is an old school AGP magazine, a Gen 2. This particular, yeah, AGP Arms, clear magazine. I guess my faceplate tried to walk off there, but now upon looking at it, I realize that maybe, I see what happened. I was just about to mention how these mags are kind of frail and they don't hold up very well, and then look at that. The follower on the base plate broke the little pad off that holds the magazine base plate in place. So I'm glad I looked at that, because that pretty much drives home my point. These mags are a little bit frail, but they're cool, okay? This is a Kalashnikov USA produced 5-round mag. We'll test this out, have some fun, shoot the gun a little bit more. This is a 2 3/4 inch chamber, 12 gauge. In case you didn't notice, we are shooting shotgun ammo out of this AK here. Really nice setup. You got a side rail for all of your side scope mounts. There is no top rail on this top cover to mount any type of optic to the top. So If you're going to mount an optic to this gun, you probably want to go through RS Regulate and pick yourself up a good quality scope mount from them that can set really low. They're one of the only optics mounts for a side plate on an AK or in any AK variant or PSL or any of those guns, SVDs, things like that. They're the only optics mount maker that will actually get the bore axis really close, like get it nice and low where you don't have that weird chin weld on an AK. So I strongly recommend Scott over there at RS Regulate. Okay, 5-shot mag, that's cool. All right, more number 4 buckshot. We are on the high brass setting. Let's have some fun. Nice, nice. Okay, now one departure on this particular gun compared to the original S12. The S12 has a last round, not a last round bolt hold open, but a manual bolt hold open device. There's like a cut in the bottom of the receiver, and there's a little tab you can push up and lock the bolt to the rear. The KS12 does not have that feature, but you have the cut safety, so you can pull the bolt mechanism to the rear, push the safety up, and you've got a cut to hold the bolt to the rear. And when you're inserting your magazines, I strongly recommend locking the bolt to the rear to make it much easier. Unless you drop around off the mag, if it's a full mag, it's very difficult to insert a full mag on an S12 variant, or in this case, a KS12 on a closed bolt mechanism. All right, now we're gonna move up to some birdshot. Now, to be fair, this is a high brass birdshot load. 7.5 shot, it's a 1 1/4 ounce load, moving at 1330. So definitely a high brass bird load. I do not have any low brass bird ammunition to try out in this gun today. I have it on the high brass setting. We're gonna run pretty much high brass stuff. So let's try out the Remington ammunition, Remington Express XLR, in a 1 1/4 ounce shot. So definitely not a light bird load. And this is a 8-shot Kalashnikov USA magazine, I believe. Or that might be a 10. That looks a little long. Let's see, I'll count. All right, let's give it a try. Look at that. All right, so I want to mention something about these magazines. I haven't really had a problem out of other magazines, but the Kalashnikov USA magazines, I don't know what it is. Maybe the polymer that they're made out of is not as good a quality, but you can see where it's all galled and stuff, and it just ripped it right out of the gun. And that's not the first time that's happened. I've actually gone through several of these magazines. So what I'm gonna do is let's test some other brands. We saw that the 5-shot mag didn't do it. This mag didn't have a problem. Okay, I don't really see any major galling or issues on the actual mating surfaces of the mag. If I look at the 5-shot mag, everything looks normal here. And then this mag is just jank as heck. All right, so let's try an Sgm Tactical Magazine. This is a 12-shot mag, and we can see no galling at all on the rear and on the front. Okay, so let's see if this mag galls and gives a problem. Same exact ammunition. Surprised that we had that issue. We've had a few problems, but let's try out the Sgm Tactical Magazine. That I noticed that locks in there real nice. Let's try this out. Okay, again, same bird loads, 12 rounds. Okay, let's inspect. No galling. Chad, have a look. See any galling on the mag? Okay, so we see that there's definitely magazine issue with the Kalashnikov USA magazine. I don't know if maybe it's a softer polymer or what. We are going to try some other brands of mags. This is a DDI magazine. The reason I chose this 5-shot DDI is because you know, it's not a very expensive magazine at all. So let's try this one and see if we get the galling or whatever on it. Reliability is definitely there. It's running good. Okay, DDI Sega 12 magazine. Very nice. No galling, Chad. All right, 5-shot Kalashnikov USA Magazine. Now we're stepping up to some Noble Sport 12 pellet buckshot ammunition. This is a 2 3/4 12 pellet moving at 1290. So this is in the high brass category as well. Thank you, sir. Yep. Okay, 5-shot Kalashnikov USA Magazine. We've always had good luck with the SGMs. You guys might recall on the Glock meltdown video that we did, we ran quite a few SGMs, and they ran 110% reliably. And I've always had really good luck out of Sgm Tactical Magazines, both in my Vepr shotguns and in my original Sega 12s. And as we're seeing, I'll shoot this mag again and we'll test it again. But so far, I'm really digging the SGMs. And something that a lot of people may not know about the SGMs, okay, is they can actually be cut to any length you want based on the capacity. So I recommend, if you're gonna buy an Sgm Tactical Magazine for your Vepr or for your Sega 12, go ahead and buy the 12-shot. Because see these ribs that are on here? Now they're not ribbed for your pleasure, but they are ribbed for your capacity. Okay, so if you wanted to cut this down a little shorter, you can turn this into an 8 or a 10-shot just by cutting down to the next rib, okay? That's why those ribs are there for the base plate. A lot of people may not know that. All right, buckshot. Sorry, I digress. Sorry for the dad jokes. It's cold out here and you know, we gotta warm up somehow, right? Okay, buckshot, 5-round Kalashnikov USA Magazine. I'll tell you what, I'm gonna pattern this buckshot on one of these plates here to the right. I've just got 5 rounds of number 4. Let's just pattern it here and see how it groups. And this is a cylinder bore muzzle device. You know, there is no constriction, no chokes. Now you can get the poly chokes for the S12 series of shotguns, and they will thread right onto this gun, no problem. So if you aren't familiar with them, the poly chokes are great. If you do want some constriction to get a little bit better patterns at longer range, you can do so. But let's see how just a regular cylinder bore will do here. And we're not far away, maybe 25 yards. We'll see how it patterns here. Woo! Buddy, that Noble's ammo is hot. It definitely hits with some authority, but there's certainly some energy going down range there. Now, I will say on this Noble's ammunition, Noble Sport Italia, okay? On this particular ammunition, it doesn't pattern as good as a flight control from Federal, okay? That flight control wad does really, really well in the Federal buckshot ammunition. I don't have any Federal buckshot. This is actually ammo that I could find at my local shop in stock. They had number 4 buck, and then they had the Noble Sport buckshot. All right, now this particular magazine, I picked this one up. This is from SDS. I've never heard of this brand before, but they are US made Sega 12 magazines. And I will say, out of all the magazines that I bought for this test and ones that I've had over the years, these do represent the highest cost. These mags are over $40. So let's see if we get any galling on the locking surfaces here, and let's test this magazine out. It is very high quality, seems really rugged. Let's check it out. I just thought it'd be cool to try a few of them out. I picked some of them up through Big Daddy to play with. All right, let's shoot a little more buckshot. This time, let's exact some revenge on our sodas. Why don't we do that? All right, have a little bit of fun here. I'll tell you what, maybe one round on Mr. Gopher there just to bring some pain to him real quick, and then we'll shoot those sodas. How about that? All right, that I had to do that. You know, I couldn't get away with it, you know. All right, we'll take out a couple of sodas here. Shotguns are so much fun. All right, about a few plates and then a few sodas. Bye, plate. Yes, sir. Okay, let's inspect this magazine. Okay, so originally I was concerned that maybe there was something going on with this gun, that maybe it was overgassed or there's some intrinsic issue with the magazine well or something that was causing those mags to jettison out of the gun. But in our testing, the only mags that we could get to do it were the higher cap Kalashnikov USA produced magazines. So I don't know if it's a bad polymer formula or what that is, but the other magazines don't appear to have an issue, okay? That's concerning, but I'm sure that they'll get to the bottom of that. But I wanted to make this video. I'll tell you what, now Chad's trolling me here. I'll tell you what, we'll do this for fun. So Chad has loaded some more of the Federal No. 4 Buckshot in my magazine that the base plate came off of. He applied some gaffer's tape and taped my magazine base back on there. So I'll tell you what, let's try this mag. And again, looking at the locking surfaces, no galling on this magazine. Let's try this one out with the gaffer's tape on the bottom. Because you can't be a real Russian unless your guns are held together with bubble gum and duct tape. And you gotta, clean your guns with vodka-soaked patches, right? In your Adidas tracksuit. Okay, let's see if this magazine holds up for us. Have a little bit of fun. That's probably about all my shoulder can handle for today. This thing does have a little brisk amount of recoil. All right. Beautiful. Look at that. Chad's magazine repair. Okay. No galling. That looks real good. So looking really good. And man, really good reliability out of this shotgun. Definitely more reliable than the original Russian issue Sega 12s. So I think that these shotguns are definitely a winner if you're looking for a magazine fed AK based shotgun. I mean, a good big bore auto loader, it definitely is gonna take care of you in that regard. It's gonna be able to handle all of your original Sega 12 accessories, auto plugs, poly chokes, things like that. Folding mechs, you can definitely go crazy on accessories. I guess the only thing is just kind of, keep an eye on those magazines and just check for any bits of galling or a little bit of, those mags splitting or giving issues. But other than the little mag issue, gun's running just fine. Guys, thank you so much for watching today's video. We hope you enjoyed it. Always a good day to take a shotgun out to the range. Really appreciate it. All of our Patreon supporters, thank you so very much for the support. Those of you who purchase man cans over on the website, as well as other random shirts and paraphernalia over on Ballistic Ink, thank you so much for the support. Many more videos on the way. I'm gonna go clean this bad boy, and I might have to go see the chiropractor after that. We'll see you guys next time.